You developed a great relationship with Craig Johnson during your time with Hull, and obviously he being here at Liverpool. Talk us through this first one here. You've got the shirt which I'm going to unveil to everybody very, very soon, one of the most famous Liverpool shirts, the Crown Paints one, and he's in a kangaroo jersey.
When I went over to play at Hull FC, I got a phone call from the newspaper wanting a bit of background and sort of, what do you like? And I said, one of the things I like, I'm a mad Liverpool FC fan. So they said, oh, this is quite a nice sort of symmetry that Craig over there will get you together. So they did, went across. He was driving around in his, he'd just bought the car, I think, with the Roo number plate. Only bought the car for the number plate, so he was travelling okay. And he took me out, and there were some photos there of going to Anfield, but we sat in his lounge room, and he was the most homesick man I'd ever met. He'd been over there for a while, obviously went over when he was young and went to Middlesbrough and was an apprentice there and cleaning first team boots and all that, so he'd sort of, he'd done the hard work.
He'd been there a good 10 years.
So we're sitting there and he got out an Australian homesickness kit, which I had no idea what it was, but it was 3 gum leaves and a box of matches. And you got the gum leaves out and you put them in an ashtray, right? And then you lit them and you sat back and the smell of the Australian bush.
Yes.
Now I've often thought if the curtains are open and the police are walking past and they look in, it might have been a very, very different scenario. But
so
yeah, it was a wonderful afternoon where just was really good relationship. And so much so now that I play golf with him semi-regularly. He was my idol. Steve Highway was my favourite Liverpool player.
Of all time.
Yeah, Irish winger before his time. And then obviously there were players, but when Craig probably got there maybe early age, maybe 81.
I think it was 81, yeah, 81 after they won the European Cup.
And here's this guy, if you know his backstory, who was basically told he'd never make it over there. And I think like most
young... The late Jack Charlton basically told him, basically sits in the middles, we have to go home. And he used to say to me, he used to like hide in the dressing room and he'd be like, you know, to have that being said to you at such a young age, you talk about resilience, boy, what resilience was that?
Well, especially when I think he'll admit that unlike the young English players who grow up with the ball at their feet and playing out in the, he didn't have the skill level, the expertise. He got to be in the best team in Europe through hard work, through dedication, through running harder and faster and more than anybody else.
And practice.
And to me, we talk about iconic moments when he jumps in the air in the '86 FA Cup.
A bit of a high jump that was. I used to say to him,
I think I had to play the next day, so it wasn't ideal preparation for me, but it wasn't a game I was going to miss. So to sit in Sydney, in Borkham Hills in Sydney, and watch that happen, and you just thought, wow, if anybody deserves that, it's him. And we're mates now. And that afternoon.
So this is with so when people are looking at this, so they know this is before the Premier League. As I said, so it would be early in our chat. They used to call it the First Division. This is the First Division trophy. So this, I think, we're trying to debate. I think this may have been early 1984.
I think so.
Because at the end of 1984, they won the European Cup as well against Roma on penalties.
I think around Christmas time, we're rugged up. Both got some good hair going there too. Mine not as curly, but it's long.
And 2WS, that's where you started your radio career.
Stuff there, and they were sponsors of Parramatta here, of course. So it was just, just an afternoon where he took me through. We got to stand on the Kop.
On the Kop, there you go.
Which looks very different these days.
I remember looking at some of these pictures were printed in the papers here. It was great.
Yeah, that's the Kop again.
Wow, and look at this one as well.
This is my favourite photo.
Look at that.
Apart from family photos. Obviously, Craig, Alan Hansen,
correct.
Bruce Grobbelaar,
Kenny Dalglish,
the great Kenny Dalglish, and Ronnie Whelan. But that day, I also got to meet Sammy Lee, Alan and Ray Kennedy, Steve Nicol was there.
Pretty much a lot of them.
The only guy who was missing, I think, was Ian Rush, who was away on some international duty. But it was just out on the pitch at Anfield.
Oh, that's a good one. I think that was the one that I remember was in the paper over here.
Yeah, I'm a bit windswept there. The fringes down in my eyes.
That's all right.
That doesn't happen for a while, boss.
Oh, that's okay.
So yeah, just a great day.
Hello, Max, Foz and Boz here. Click here, point up there. For all the latest action from Stan Sport, and click here to get a 7-day trial. Stan.com.au. Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, live, ad-free, on demand, 4K. Do that, please. Thank you. Goodbye.